everybody, it is April and I'm in my craft room, and today I'm going to start a little series called April's Craft Room Chronicles. And the reason I'm calling it that is because I'm not going to focus on just one particular project. I have multiple projects that I want to get done for the holidays. However, I'm not calling it Christmas Chronicles because these things you can do throughout the year. These are just projects that I happen to be working on right now for the Christmas season. They are not necessarily Christmas. What is the word I'm trying to think of? Ha! I'm having a brain fart. Related. It's not really the word I wanted, but anyway. So these projects are not necessarily Christmas related. Some of them will be. Most of them probably not so much. The first thing I'm going to be doing, commercial break. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like videos like this with tutorials on quilting, card making, paper crafting, and shirt making, all that kind of stuff that you might do in your craft room, please subscribe and share it with your friends. End of commercial break. Another warning, I am normally all over the place. So I may start working on one project and end up working on a different project. So I plan on shooting this in segments, and I may or may not complete a project within that segment. I may work on 1 or 2 projects, or 3 or 4, just depending on, what I see, because I am easily distracted. That is my disclaimer. Today, I am working on a quilt project with a panel. It is not going to be a rag quilt, although I do love my rag quilts. This is the panel. Hold on, I gotta show you the panel. Okay, hopefully you're not too distracted by everything around it, but this is my panel. And I'm gonna zoom in a little. So I've got birds, and I have an idea of what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to try and get here so you can see. I have this fabric, and it is kind of an ombre, and at first I didn't think that I was going to like the way that it looked with the panel, but upon further inspection I think I will. And then I have this coordinating fabric and this, whoops, they're upside down. This coordinating fabric. My plan is to put a strip, well, let me show you in order. So I'm going to cut strips of this fabric, and I'm going to put it on each side of my panel and over the top and on the bottom. Then I will put a strip of 2 of these. So outside of this border, there will be a border with the coordinating birds. I should have gotten some more of the coordinating fabric, but I didn't. That is my plan. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up this fabric and figure out how big my panel is. And I watched a panel tutorial by Jenny Doan of Missouri Star Quilt Company, and she said something that makes a lot of sense, and that is, don't fit your fabric to the panel, fit your panel to your fabric. So instead of working out my blocks and whatnot in such a way that they fit the size of my panel, I'm going to trim my panel as necessary based on how much these different borders take up. Now, I'm not actually making blocks, so I can more easily fit my panel to my fabric. But in this case, I think it's going to work better because I've got these birds and I don't want to chop off one of these blocks here and cut a bird up. And I'll trim my panel so that I make that happen. That's the plan. We'll see if it works. All right, now I have to figure out what size I want this. And I think I'm gonna go with 3.5 inches. So here I've got my panel. Here I've got the strip. I'm gonna match the selvage, and then I want to sew on the edge. I'm going to trim this panel down so that I don't have any of the white left. Now I am going to trim the selvage from here as I scratch my machine. Let's see how this goes. So I'm going to use a 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to start just below the selvage. Okay, so this is probably not traditionally what you would see, but I do like the colors, and it's got the same colors that are in the panel. So I think I'm going to really be pleased with that. It looks a little different, but I really like it. I am going to put the other sides on. I'm going to adjust the bottom. See how my selvage edge of my coordinating fabric is a little shorter than my panel, so I will adjust my panel to the length of my borders, and I will be back. Well, I've put on, see if I can show you, the border, the skinny border, and then the border with the birds. And this quilt is going to be pretty big. It should be interesting quilting it. So now I believe what I want to do is I want to add 4 inches of this on the top and the bottom. So that would be 4.5 inches, and I'm going to have to cut 4 of them because I've got quite a ways across. This panel was really wonky, so I have to deal with trying to straighten it out while I'm putting the quilt together. So you can see here I've got this selvage, and I'm gonna have to figure out exactly how to put my borders on in such a way that I don't have the selvage edge showing, but I don't want to cut off too much of the bottom of this part of the quilt. So that will be my next project. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you could give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, that would be awesome. And I will be back tomorrow with some more project making. I've still got a Christmas quilt for my granddaughter to work on, a Grinch mask for a waitress at a restaurant that I went to when I was on vacation. She liked our masks, and I want to make her one and send it to her. I'm making placemats. Just the list is endless. I've got a wine glass that I want to etch. I've got stainless steel tumblers that I want to work on. Lots and lots to do, and I hope that you will join me. Subscribe so you don't miss any of those videos. Have a great day. Eat some chocolate and be kind to everybody. Bye. Christmas ornamented.